Up, people. Get this music a little bit, just a little bit. I'm vibing to the music. I cannot tell a lie. Okay, excuse that minor interruption. I thought my schedule was clear, but turns out it was not, and that is okay. What I'm going to do is pick up where I left off. So we left off where we created the EventAPI project. And I really only got about another hour, or maybe 30 minutes to an hour or so. But in this time, I would like to build it out just a little bit, build out this event API, make it so that we have like a model, and I've got some NuGet packages to go ahead and add, so that type of thing. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that. Let me go ahead and share my screen. If you are tuning in for the first time, we are creating a new application. It is going to be called NextConf Pro, or actually it is called NextConf Pro. And what that is an events management platform for tech conference organizers. And oh shoot, what's up with my screen? All right, let me share it. Right now, so I'm switching between VS Code and Visual Studio because I am so much more comfortable with Visual Studio, but I'm using Visual Studio for Mac, and that can get a little bit wonky. But I don't really I haven't figured out yet how to manage packages and stuff like that in VS Code. So I'm breaking out Visual Studio for Mac so that way I can manage my packages at least. And then I'll switch back over. All right. So, all right. So I have created, you cannot tell from this, but I've created my folder structure, And here, I'll pull it up in the Finder. Oh, shoot. I just have to share the whole window. All right, here we go. That's better. All right, so in our solution folder, which is Nextcloud Pro, we've got our front end, which is where our web app is going to be, our MVC app. We've got our gateway, which is how we're going to communicate with all the services, integrations for messaging. And then we have services where we are going to hook up these services. Now, I'm trying to figure out why there are two. I might end up deleting this. I'm not sure. But I know that I tried creating one in VS Code and it didn't work. And I thought I went ahead and deleted it, but maybe I didn't. Yeah, maybe I didn't. And maybe this is going to be a bit difficult. I think I might have to delete this. We'll see. But that's our folder structure. We're working with microservices. And what we're doing now over the next half hour to 45 minutes, we are going to wire up this EventAPI. They put a model together. We're going to put our DTO together. And we're going to download some packages. Okay. And you know what? Yeah. New class. And we're going to call this event. Ooh, I like the way that looks. All right. I'm going to get rid of this here. And okay, so in the case of an event, what types of things do we want to have? We're going to have an ID, obviously, because that's going to be our key. Oops. We're going to have event name. Oops. We're going to have a date. What do we call it? I guess we'll just call it date for now. We're going to have a location. And I'm gonna get my notes here. Yeah, I think we can start with that. Date, time, location. Oh, time. All right. So I think that'll do for now. And then let's go in here because this is actually what is going to be going into our database, right? This is not what we are going to transfer when we because we're using an API here, so we're not going to transfer this this object here. We are going to create something called a DTO, which is a data transfer object. So let's go with, hold on, add folder. I'm gonna call this our DTO folder. And then basically we're going to add another file called event DTO. And for now, we are just going to, well, yeah, for now, we're just going to copy and paste everything from, oh wait, I don't need that. Everything from our event class to our event DTO. Now, in the future, we'll probably add things like, into our event class, like last updated time, last, like little metadata type of things that we won't want to transfer when we pass this data along. But that's why we are separating these two. All right, so we got our model, we got our DTO, and then our next step is we got to figure out a way to map the event DTO to our event model. And to do that, we are going to install a package called AutoMap. And then after that, we're going to, so after we get this AutoMapper stuff hooked up, we're gonna do that in our, oops, hold on. We're gonna do that in our DB context. After we do that, we are going to wire up our database. So while I'm doing while I'm installing the AutoMapper package, I am also going to go ahead and do the Entity Framework packages, just to make it easy. That's another project I was working on. All right, so So from here, we are looking for AutoMapper. And then we're also we want to use dependency injection. So we are going to download AutoMapper.extensions.microsoft.dependency injection 2. And let me make sure, yeah. Okay, we're gonna add those packages. And then thinking. Uh-oh, what just happened? See, and this is why recents. Okay. This is why VS Code for Mac is going away. Restart Visual Studio. Could be because I have a lot of open. I don't know. Could be because I'm streaming. Who knows? But let's go with it. Boom. All right, where were we? We were, okay, we installed AutoMapper, manage NuGet packages. Did we install AutoMapper with dependency injection? Is it working out? No, we tried to. Okay, so then on top of that, like I said before, we're going to be using EF Core. So I'm going to need to download the packages for that. So let's do entity framework. So entity framework core. And then Microsoft Entity Framework Core Tools, because we're going to use that for migrations. And then there's one more, I think, and it's the one for SQL Server. Because we're using SQL Server, and we're going to be using SQL Server even on a Mac through Docker. So that's how that's going to work. And I think that's the only ones I need. Let's see. Oh, do I have tools? Yeah, add packages. Accept. Let those download. Oh, and you know what? Except while we're waiting on that to happen, y'all sound off in the comments. Where is everybody like viewing from? Are you guys, where are you located? Like, are you, and also where are you viewing me from? It's kind of cool to know these things. Okay, look, it looks like it's done. All right, so all right, so next step is we are going to add a DB context. And that is going to, we're going to use Entity Framework. And basically we're going to map or we're going to build our models out. Okay. Oh, before I forget, let's go back into our model here. We're going to identify the key here because this is going to be our key. Oh, and let's, I really despise how my hotkeys are set up, but it's okay. I'm gonna figure this out. So we're gonna need an ID, and we're also gonna make we're gonna make name and a date required, and maybe a location. Yeah, let's do that because it has to be somewhere. So we'll decorate these with required data annotations. So in order to create an event, you need to have these properties. But you notice that we don't have these same declarations on our DTO. We'll talk about that a little bit later. So let us go into creating our DB context. And that is going to be a new folder. We're going to call it data. Data folder. Data. And we're going to add a new class called app DB context. Next. All right, so what do we think goes in here? Can anyone guess? Well, first, we are going to inherit from Entity Framework Core's DB context. DB context. And that's going to use Entity Framework Core. And then we are going to implement this database. Oh, wait, I didn't. They go ahead and save. Okay. So normally it gives me, this works. All right, so we've got our constructor here. And I would normally expect it to ask me to implement this database or this interface, but it's okay. Well, it's not an interface, that's why. All right, so we're gonna have to like do some things to this constructor here. Let's start with, we're gonna have our DB context options. Let's see, DB context options of app DB context. We're gonna call that options. And that's all we need to do here. And then we need to call a DB set or declare a DB set of DB set of events. And then we'll call that events. Get it? And we'll set it. And what we'll do, because it's giving me squiggly lines, we need to use that namespace. Okay. So what we're gonna do is kind of seed this with a couple of events, right? So we have something to kind of go from. So how we're gonna do that is we are going to create a protected override void. Okay. So we're going to build this model out. So we're going to do model builder.entity. that's going to be event. We're going to make sure that has data. Oh, wait, no, I don't need this. It's going to have data as data. And we're going to create a new event object. And then we'll do ID equals 1. What else do you have here? Date. That's how this works. And let's see what else. Location. We're gonna make that. And then I don't want to go to definition. Wait, establish stuff. Oh, start time. Oh, we need a name. And start time. You know what? I'll do daytime today. I'll do daytime now for the start time. All right, is that everything? Up. All right, cool. And then I will do this again. Copy, paste, and create another one. Oops. 2. And we're going to do the best conference ever and the second best conference ever. So, boom. There you go. All right. So now that we've got that figured out, let's go into our controller. And actually, we want to get rid of this. add new controller class, and we are going to make this event API controller. Okay, so we are going to we're going to decorate this with API controller because wait. We're gonna route. We're gonna define the route here, and that is going to be route so that'll be like API /backslash event API. That's kind of how that's gonna work. And event API controller is going to inherit from controller base. All right, so gotta set up this constructor. I'm gonna get rid of this index. And let's do, I think this still works. Boom. All right. So first we're gonna want to pull in. Oh wait, no. Gonna want to pull in our app DB context that we just created. So we're gonna make that private though. Private read only. We're gonna call that DB. And we're gonna make sure we're bringing in usings. Then we're gonna do private read only, or private. Oh, you know what? I missed something because well, let's do iWrapper. And then we're gonna use auto mapper here. Ooh, I'm running out of time. So real quick, and we're kind of gonna stop pretty shortly here, but so we're gonna make a response DTO. Like we're gonna wrap our response in a response DTO. So we need to create that. That way we have like what is it called? What's the word that I'm looking for, you guys? A consistent response. For our API calls. So let's call that, let's put a response DTO in our DTO folder. And get rid of this. All we're gonna have is a result, which could be null. So that's why I put the question mark there. And then we're gonna have a bool that says whether or not it was successful. And then we're finally going to have a message, because we always get messages back. Public string, message. We're gonna get instead of that. Well, and you know what? We're going to make this empty string to start with. And then we're also going to default this to true. All right, so we're gonna bring this response DTO into our controller. We're going to call that response. And you know what I'm going to do? All right, so we're going to pull in, using dependency injection, our AppDB context and IMapper. Oh, AppDB context. We just localize that equals wrapper, and then a response equals a new, we're gonna have to new up a response DTO. Okay, so let's focus on the very first endpoint. And that's going to be get. So we're going to decorate that. So we're going to do, okay, so do a public. Remember, we're returning response DTO, not anything else, and we're gonna call that get. And then when we do that, we are going to create an enumerable. So we're going to get all basically enumerable of events. So we created 2 in our AppDB context. We're going to call it the object list because we're returning a list of events. Dot events dot to list. And then we are going to call response.result. We're going to assign the mapper to map object list to our event DTL. Let's see that. Event DTO and then we're going to pass it the object list. And actually, we probably want to go ahead and wrap all of this in a try catch. What was that noise? Oh, I don't know what just happened. But we're going to wrap all of this in a try catch. And then what we're going to do is assign the other response properties. So we'll set those. Let's see, response. So if this does not work, we're going to assume that it is not successful. So we're going to put is success equals false. Because if there's an exception, that makes sense. And then we'll assign the message. And that's going to equal the exception message. And then, and only then, can we return our response. So let's see how this thing works. Oh, Oh wait, we gotta wire everything up on our program.cs. So hold on, we can't do that yet. We cannot run it because it won't run. Okay. So add services to container. We gotta add our. Ooh, we gotta use SQL Server. We gotta. Let's see. All right, here we're going to do IMapper. Gotta register that. Oh, we gotta register DB context. So wait, builder. Got services. Maybe we should put this above add controllers. I don't know if it really matters, but maybe. Gotta add our DB context. We're gonna call that DB context. And we are going to options. Can't type today. Use SQL Server. We're going to get our connection string. We did not add that there though, but we're going to call it our default. Connection. Okay. Let's see what's it barking at here. It says it doesn't have a definition for use SQL Server. That's interesting. It should just allow me to, let's see. I don't know why this is actually what it is, but let's see. Should just give me the option to do this. That's so odd. Am I using this right? So what do I have? Options dot what? Okay, I don't know what the difference was just then. But whatever. Okay. Technology, schmechnology, folks. Oh wow, I'm really over time. So what I'm gonna do is I'll register I'm gonna do the rest of the registrations in the program.cs, and then I'm gonna call it a day. Because I have to register the mapper too. Wait, let's see. Oh, I gotta create a mapping config. Okay. I'm gonna do that. Create a mapping config real quick. We didn't do that. Oops. Yeah, we want that to be add. That is going to be a class. We're gonna call it mapping config. Okay. So if you are watching this, and you generally use register maps. Another technology. You generally write code another technology, like you use, maybe, I don't know, for APIs you might use Next.js possibly, or something like that. Like, as you see me building this stuff out, how do you feel like about .NET Core, ASP.NET Core in comparison to like your native language, if you will? That's my question of the day. shoot. All right. So in this new mapper configuration, we're gonna call it config. Create map, and we are going to go from event DTO to event. And then we are going to do the opposite. Oops. All right. And then we're just going to return the mapping. All right, now let's go register the mapper and all of that jazz in our program.cs file. Define mapper. Mapping config dot register maps dot create mapper. And then we're gonna add a singleton. And that singleton is going to be mapper. Oops. Finally, we are going to add auto mapper. So builder. Add auto mapper. And then we're gonna do add domain. Current domain. Yes, please. That looks good. I think we're done with this for now. All right. That's where we're going to end off for the day, y'all. So between now and next week, Wednesday, I will create a database, seed it, and put the additional endpoints to the Event API controller so we can get it, so the next time we chat, the Event API control or the Event API can be up and running. How's that sound? And then we'll work on what's next. Cool. Thank y'all for joining me. It has been fun. The first episode is down. Many more to go. I'll see y'all next Wednesday. Same bat time, same bat channel. Later.